Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 17th September 2025. In this video, I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. You can access all the training lessons by clicking the tab Posts. Some of you may see Community tab. Once you get any of those tabs, you get the same post. And this post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons up to lesson 30. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. You can find all my training instructions at our Telegram channel. You can find the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So go to the video description, find the Telegram channel link and join at our Telegram channel. Once you join, in the old messages or in the pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions. If you can learn the course according to those training instructions, then it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am getting into different reports generation with the help of NeoStock Software's Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. First, I will be generating stocks near daily and 75 minutes time frames, demand and supply zones. From those reports, let us identify high priority, high liquidity zones so that you can use those zones for the HLQ, high liquidity zone strategy that I explained in lesson 21.3 video. That's a very successful strategy we developed. We have around 80% success rate. And intraday we have around 6% ROI based on one futures margin cost, how we are calculating. Okay, first daily time frame. Stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones from this daily report. We don't have any high priority daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Next, for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones. NIFTY IT is having near daily high liquidity supply zone, but it is not listed in F&O, ignoring it. NIFTY oil and gas also I am ignoring. Okay, Cipla is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Godrej Consumer Property is already pierced 3 times. So you can't use a high liquidity zone strategy. But those who are having interest on pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28, you can select this stock. If it is applicable as per the strategy rules, you can plan a trade, but not high liquidity zone strategy. And next one is Tata Motors. It is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And then we have Tata Technologies. So total we identified 3 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Cipla, Tata Motors and Tata Tech. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Let us identify any 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones. Solar Industries is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Only one stock we identified from this list. Next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone, we got 15 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. HDFC Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Nikkei is not valid, it is a PR search zone. Next one is Tata Tech. Tata Tech is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. So we got only 2 stocks. I think Tata Tech is also near daily high liquidity demand zone, right? Or daily high liquidity supply zone, sorry. It is near 75 minutes as well as daily. Probably this could have been a fine-tuned 75 minute zone inside a daily high liquidity zone. Anyway, we got 2 stocks from this list. This is about high liquidity zone identification. Next, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain report, starting with NIFTY. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain report. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, pierced column to find the pierced zones, LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You are aware of those points. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the report. Once you analyze, you can proceed further. Okay, next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The nearest demand zone for the current closing price, serial number 23. So I will put it in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is NIFTY supply demand zone chain report. 5 minutes supply demand zone chain. Next, I will be generating a BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. I am going back, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, I am generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating a daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating a 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. We have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next, I will be generating bearish, bullish and sideways trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. So starting with monthly income trade report, sideways long, entry time frame daily, entry is on demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. At daily I am checking sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 11. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zone. First one, ignore it, it is a PR search zone. Maybe anybody is interested, you can apply PR search zone. But sideways long trade setup, these 3 daily demand zones are valid. But if lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied, then only you should plan trades on these 3 demand zones. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, sideways short trade setup or daily supply zone. Sideways short, no stocks. Next, bullish trade setup, daily demand zone. Here bullish, minimum odd enhancer score 12. And you got a total 31 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So first 18 stocks in the list. Even Nifty 50, Nifty mid cap select also supporting bullish trade setup. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So total 31 stocks are filtered. Out of these 31, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. First filter I am applying LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. LTF is daily, ITF is weekly. So I am going back, adding one more filter, demand zone confluence, that is daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter and applying on those 31 stocks, now the list is come down to 22 stocks. So first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered. Is it enough? No. We need to add one more filter because daily demand zone overlapped with weekly demand zone. So and also weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks. ITF trend is weekly. So we can add one more filter, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, because EMA doesn't work in sideways, but here trend is uptrend. So you can apply EMA on weekly. Inside weekly, daily is there, daily demand zone. So I am checking in weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA or not. Inside the weekly, daily demand zone is overlapped. And this weekly demand zone should have weekly EMA confluence. And we got 16 stocks. And these 16 stocks might be having more high probability to get success. The daily demand zones. They might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Then only those zones will work. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. That's why lesson 20 is very, very important. How many will satisfy lesson 20 checklist items? Only those stocks you should plan your trades. Of course, some stocks having high liquidity zones may work, but they give you short-term returns. Okay, this is the first strategy. Next strategy is LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence. After that, HTF demand zone with HTF EMA confluence for HTF uptrend stocks. So first I am going to filter with all the three zone confluence. I am removing ITF EMA filter. Now in the demand zone confluence I am adding three filters. First filter daily and weekly already added. Daily and monthly and weekly and monthly demand zone confluence with all the three filters, daily, weekly and monthly, we got three stocks. So in these three stocks, these three daily demand zones were overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone, and monthly trend is uptrend in only two stocks. Let's verify in these two any monthly demand zones having monthly EMA confluence. That is monthly, because daily and weekly are overlapped with monthly. That's why we are checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA. At the same time, monthly trend should not be sideways. We don't want sideways monthly trend stocks. That's why I'm eliminating by setting monthly trend as uptrend, because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. One stock is filtered. That way, this daily demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, this is a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, let us look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Quickly I will generate, because explanation I will reduce. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone, here bullish or bearish. At daily I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhance score 12. And we got two stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. First, let us verify LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is daily and weekly supply zone confluence on those two stocks. Both are having daily and weekly supply zone confluence for all the two supply zones. Next, we will filter, because weekly trend is a downtrend. Further filter with EMA confluence on weekly supply zone. We got one stock. So this one daily supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Already this zone gave one test. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence and then HTF EMA confluence. I removed ITF EMA. Supply zone confluence, three filters I have to set. Daily and weekly, daily and monthly, and weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all the three filters, we got only one stock. So this daily supply zone overlapped with weekly supply zone, both together overlapped with monthly supply zone, but monthly trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, next let us look into weekly income trade reports. Weekly income trade entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish, bearish, sideways at 75 minutes. I am selecting sideways long trade setup, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhance score 11, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means this 75 minutes demand zone is not pierced. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for a weekly income trade. entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. And you should plan trades on these zones only if lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Next, weekly income trade, sideways short trade setup, 75 minutes supply zone, sideways short. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks. Entry time frame zones are these 75 minutes supply zones. You should plan trades only if lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and minimum order hands score 12. We got 14 stocks. And all the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zone. So total we got 14 stocks. Out of 14, let us identify high probability trade setup 75 minutes demand zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. You land in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter, applying on the 14 stocks. We got 10 stocks. In all the 10 stocks, these 75 minutes, all these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend. ITF is a daily trend, it is uptrend in all the stocks. We can further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence, because 75 minutes demand zone is overlapped inside the daily demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. So these 6 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. So next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone and HTF EMA confluence. So I am removing ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one 75 minutes and daily, next 75 minutes and weekly, and daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone, both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. But weekly trend is up in only 2 stocks. Let's verify in these 2 stocks any weekly demand zones having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly demand zone with weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So all the 2 stocks having uptrend are filtered. So these 2 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. See, it is already tested 3 times. Is it going to work 4th time? That is depending on lesson 20 checklist items. If they are satisfied, you can plan trade. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish. At 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and hands score 12, and 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. So total 4 stocks we got. Out of these 4, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we can filter based on different supply zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter and applying on the 4 stocks, we got all 4 are filtered. In all the 4 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zones. And also daily trend, ITF trend is daily trend, is a downtrend in all the stocks. We can further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Daily supply zone with daily EMA, because daily trend is a downtrend. So we got 2 stocks. So these two 75-minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence and then HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, I am setting 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, 75 and daily. Next 75 and weekly, daily and weekly. Supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 3 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is a downtrend in 2 stocks. So let's verify if these 2 weekly supply zones having weekly EMA or not. So weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. Now both the stocks having downtrend are filtered. So these 2 75-minute supply zones are having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. See, it is already tested twice. This is tested thrice. Because ONGC, we are getting report this zone for the last more than 1 month. So all those who are following this stock, already you would have got 3 trades from this zone. Is it going to get 4th one? Is it going to get successful? That is depending on less than 20 checklist items. That is very important. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, I will generate daily income trade reports. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish, bearish or sideways at 15 minutes time frame. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order hands score 11 for sideways, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means the pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means the entries on 15 minutes demand zone won't be pierced. Let's filter. We got only 1 stock. Supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zone is 15 minutes demand zone. Next, sideways short trade setup, 15 minutes supply zone, and here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. Remember, you can plan trades only if less than 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, and the minimum order hands score should be 12. With these filters, we got 15 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. And the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total we got 15 stocks. Out of these 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that will land in lesson 27. So first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence, and after that ITF demand zone with EMA confluence. So I'm going back, adding the filter, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence, that is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter, out of 15 we got 10 stocks. In all the 10, 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, that is nothing but ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA. Let's filter. You got 2 stocks. So these two 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next filter LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, and then HTF EMA filter. I removed ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one 15 and 75 minutes already enabled. 15 and a daily, and 75 minutes and a daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend in only one stock. Let's verify if this daily demand zone having daily EMA. If that is the case, the overlapped 15 minutes demand zone inside daily might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am checking daily demand zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we don't get that stock. No stocks are available with this strategy. Okay, fine. Next, let us look into bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone, bullish or bearish. At 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12, and also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got only 2 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. Out of these 2, any high probability trade setup, supply zones, 15 minute supply zones are available. We need to verify. That is based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies you learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence, and applying the filter on the 2 stocks. We got both the stocks. In both the stocks, 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. All these are all 15 minute supply zones. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is downtrend. So we can further filter based on 75 minute supply zone having EMA confluence. 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA. So one stock is filtered. So this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters I should set up. First one 15 minutes and 75 minutes. Next 15 minutes and daily, and 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got both the stocks. In both the stocks, These 15-minute supply zones overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. Both together overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is downtrend in only one stock. Let's verify if any daily supply zone having daily EMA Confluence. And also trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So that one stock is filtered having the downtrend, daily trend. So that way this 15-minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items should satisfy, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, I will generate stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Starting with yearly, price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, price closed inside the half yearly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame, quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near quarterly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 18 stocks. We can further filter this list based on quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 11 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. First 16 stocks in the list, total 17 stocks we got. Scrolling the list down, so total 17 stocks are filtered. Now let us filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 4 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, so total 22 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 9 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 29 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 9 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 26 stocks we got. We can further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 19 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Total 68 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. Now the list is reduced. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total we got 24 stocks. This is weekly time frame. Next time frame daily we already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. We got 12 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Final report, I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. So first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer there, pause the video, study that particular stock and then proceed to the next one. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be helpful to you. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.